Okay, welcome back to Scalabro Country. That was great with John Ross Bowie, and now we have a special guest. He's in the news lately. He was on The Celebrity Apprentice, and Was he on The Celebrity Apprentice? Maybe. I think he was. It might have been Meatloaf. I'm not sure, but let's get him on the phone, and let's find out what's happening with him in the world right now. Garey Busey. He's in Yosemite National Park, but Garey Busey. Let's call him up.
Greetings and salutations. You have entered the Busey sphere.
Excellent, Mr. Busey. We're so glad to have you on. Are you in Yosemite right now?
I am on the outskirts of Yosemite. This is where my fifth storage unit is, where I store myself from time to time when the heat gets too hot on the Kelvin scale.
Wait, now hold on a second. How are you? But that to me seems like a bad idea. I feel like a storage unit would be
when it's hot would only be hotter.
Most places. Are you in a cool area? How is that happening?
Well, let's put it this way: it's on the leeward side of the Half Dome in Yosemite. There's just a little. It's what I call a storage space, but there's just a little gully there. I'm sleeping outdoors under the Yosemite Half Dome.
Okay,
we understand that. That's beautiful.
Look, I don't know how much if you're sleeping in a Celebrity Apprentice or are you sleeping in a Half Dome? I don't know. I said Celebrity Apprentice because you were on. Were you on the Celebrity Apprentice?
I was on Celebrity Apprentice. I like to think of myself as the Mickey Mouse of the Celebrity Apprentice, Sorcerer's Apprentice.
What does that mean?
Where Donald Trump is the sorcerer and I was the Mickey Mouse, and I made the brooms ride.
Okay, all right.
I made the brooms ride, Randy.
Yes,
that actually was Jason.
That was Jason for a second.
That's okay.
But yeah, so you were in the Celebrity.
So you had some experience with Trump. Like, do you endorse him as a candidate? Where do you fall on that?
Yeah,
I have endorsed Donald Trump 12 times, and I've unendorsed him twice. So on balance, I have endorsed him over tenfold.
Okay, so you have endorsed him, but what made you?
Why? Because I understand that he's good for management, and he's good for managing the private business that is this country, the United States of the United States of America. I understand, and let me tell you this, Jason, I understand what Trump stands for.
What does Trump stand for?
Trump stands for teaching respect under men's penises. And I think that is the kind of lesson that this country has lost since the days of Andrew Jackson. We will revive that.
Okay. All right. So now, did you ever see him, because there's a lot of talk that he groped women.
Yeah, there was unreleased footage from The Apprentice.
Did you ever grope anybody in front of him?
Or did you see him grope like Omarosa?
Well, that's the allegation, and that is why I wanted to talk to you today, because there's been some reckless allegations. There's been some reckless allegations out there about Donald Trump groping people, about Garey Busey groping people. I want to put this to bed for once and for all.
Do it.
If you're groping someone, that is a celebration of life. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't know about that. What does grope mean, really? If you say what is
groping? Well, let's put it this way. Groping, thank you for the question. Groping stands for gently respecting, overwhelming pubescent extremities. So when I am groping someone, I am celebrating not only their feminine essence, but in a way their physical appearance being superior to my own.
That's not how it goes.
It doesn't feel
very respectful. Why is it offensive? Answer the question. Answer the question, Randy. Why is it offensive to celebrate someone being more attractive than you are?
Okay, it's
not offensive to celebrate someone's. I do wonder if groping is
to get in someone's space and take what is not.
I am with Jason on this one. I disagree with Randy, and I'm with Jason on this one. I believe that groping is fine. As long as it comes from a respectful place.
No, neither of us have said that, and you cannot say that. And the more you say these things, and people, look, I know that you feel like to yourself you make a ton of sense, but the more that you align yourself with Donald Trump and what he's saying, that's not good for Trump.
Look, let me tell you what's good for Trump. What is good for Trump is to destroy the national bank system.
What?
What is good for Trump is to finally rein in these dragons who have run rampant. Game of Thrones is an analogy that has actually come true in this country. There are dragons on the rise, and winter is coming. Global warming is 180 degrees false.
Oh no!
I will tell you that. Global warming is happening on an opposite scale. We are living in a national opposite day, and Donald Trump will call it into opposite day, and that is one thing that I stand firmly for.
What does global stand for, just out of curiosity? What does that mean to you?
Well, global stands for daring, loving, overwhelming beauty, always lusting.
All right, so okay,
when global is warming, that is good. That is good.
And that is not good. That's not as good. No. The more you were saying,
I think the Donald Trump presidency will be a balm to this country to heal its wounds.
No.
Yes, there will. Yes, it'll be a balm to this country. It'll be a nice salving lotion that is touched on this country. And I understand that I'm not grifting for any kind of appointment to any cabinet position.
Well, what would
should I be appointed to any high public office, I would proudly serve in that mode. And whether that's the Secretary of State, Donald Trump has talked about nominating me, Garey Busey, private citizen, first class, as Secretary of State of these United States.
I could see that.
I mean, do you have relation?
You know what state stands for, right?
What does that stand for?
I don't.
Secretary of State, sniffing, touching, and tickling everything.
Okay.
You know what? That would be a new approach.
If a woman smiles, that is consent.
It's not consent.
No, absolutely.
You cannot use tickling as a way to garner consent for groping. I'm sorry. It's not.
That is the cleverest way to guarantee consent is to tickle.
Nope. Gary, it feels backhanded.
Gary, I think you spent too much.
There is a rich tradition going back to George C. Scott and President Alexander Hamilton of tickling as a means of manufacturing consent. Read Noam Chomsky, manufacturing consent.
All right,
there's a reason that the manufacturing industries have been taken out of this country because they were manufacturing too much consent.
Okay, listen, Gary, don't spend too much time in the storage locker. It is cooking your brain, and good luck on
I mean, we'll see if
it's
Trump
almost
wins.
done. I think I need to add a little bit more salt and root vegetables, and we are ready to go on that brain soup. Thank you so much. It has been a pleasure talking to both of you, Randy and Jason and Sklar.
That was Jason and Randy.
We're both the Sklars. Have fun in Yosemite. We'll hopefully see you soon.
Thanks, Gare.